Mark your calendars and join MCCA in Austin, Texas, April 2024. We can't wait to see you there.
Contact me today. I would love to work with you for your facility, home, center, or ministry. Let's do it.
Hello. We are back. And you know exactly what time it is. Welcome to the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time. My name is Melody, and I am so excited to be here with you all on today. It may be this morning, wherever you are watching from. Every time I come on, I have something for you. And so I am so excited for our guest on tonight. Many of you all may have met her, may have seen her virtually, but you haven't seen her here. So for the first time ever, we are going to have the early childhood coach. She is coming on to talk about transformation, because that is something that we all need, especially for 2024. We need to transform our mindset in regards to how we serve children, families, and the communities, but we need to start with ourselves, looking at how we are showing up and exactly what we are doing. So tonight, you are in for a special treat. You're in for a special treat. So make sure that you share this video, you save this video, you let your friends know that Miss Melody is back on. She has some great information to give to us so that we can be prepared to serve children, families, and our community better. But the thing I really want us to look at is, first, taking care of ourselves. How are we showing up for ourselves? Are we tapping in? Are we taking action? Are we preparing? Are we processing information so that we can go to the next level? I am excited about 2024 because I know that there's going to be some great things in store for early childhood educators and childcare providers. But in order to get that, we need to transform our mindset. We need to transform the way that we have been handling business. You know, I'm talking. And you're going to see a lot of walking. So again, welcome to the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to let your friends know, let everybody know that Miss Melody is on, and we are getting ready to have a great time. So we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mrs. E. Welcome to the EQ Kids crew. As a first grade teacher, I see the importance of kids knowing their emotions on a daily basis. Children can be very emotional and have a strong emotional response to things they see, hear, or do, and they might not know what to do with those big feelings. This can lead to tantrums, hitting, bullying, and a whole host of other problem behaviors. That's why it's important for adults to have a good understanding of their child's emotional needs and how to help them respond in healthy and safe ways. What's even more important is how adults model managing their emotions for their kids. With the EQ Kids crew, the social emotional card game for kids, adults and children will get to learn more about themselves and each other's emotions. Don't worry, emotions can be fun. I can't wait to introduce you to my class. They love our special EQ time and helping other kids learn about their emotions too. Oh, it's time for class! Stick around for the next video to learn how to play the game, the EQ Kids crew, the social emotional card game for kids.
Yes. Make sure you are tapping in to ensuring that you are there for the children, because one, we have to show up for ourselves. And we know this wonderful thing talking about conscious discipline. And we want to make sure that our children are ready and able to speak up for themselves. So make sure you grab you one of those kits and get to work. So again, for those of you who are just coming back and joining in, I know you're like, who is this lady? My name is Melody. I'm the founder of the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time, where we come to connect, to uplift, and to network with other early childhood educators and childcare providers around the world. And this is one of the reasons why I am so excited. About in 2021, I heard about this lady, Miss Anisha. And I was like, who is this woman? And I began to connect and just follow her. And we ran into each other in several circles. And I am so excited to bring her here with you on tonight. So, without further ado, I want you all to welcome Miss Anissa. So come on up to the stage, Miss Ma'am. How are you doing?
Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. I am so good. Really excited to be here. I can't even lie. I feel like I'm waiting to meet with Oprah. Like you are the Oprah of like ECE. Like this whole setup is beautiful. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Listen, I received that. I received that, especially coming from you. I admire you as a fellow field colleague. I admire the work that you have done, and I'm just excited to share this space with you. For like the first time in ever, since 2021, we've seen each other. Y'all, she even showed up at a meeting for Martin University where I graduated and just was doing some wonderful training. And I was just like, hey. So it is a pleasure to have you here. When I tell you, let me make sure that we go ahead right now and run her information at the bottom of this screen because you want to screenshot it. When I say that this is a lady, an early childhood educator that is after my own heart, she is there and she's here about business. And so before we get all into the good details, because I know y'all like, what's Miss Melody talking about this woman? And she's smiling. Well, you're going to find out. So since this is your time on Circle Time, Miss Anisha, I'm going to sing to you just like we do with all of our friends at Circle Time because that's what we do. It is the early childhood educator circle time, and I sing just to set the pace so that we let our hair down and get into it. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely. I'm excited to hear
it. Well, good. So as we have been singing since 2021, I'm going to sing forever this song. Hello, hello. Hello, and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Listen, I sing that song because I believe that as early childhood educators, especially for those of us that work in the classroom and or that are leading a team, we have to go in with the mindset that I'm okay and we're going to get through this day. We're going to show up for the children. We're going to show up for the families. We're going to show up for each other. But most importantly, we're going to show up for ourselves because serving children, families, and the community is something that we love to do regardless of our position. So I want to say thank you for being here. I am excited to have you here. So if you would, before I get to talking, please tell everybody about you, and I'll make sure we turn this music on down.
All right. Well, I am Anisha Angella. I like to call myself the early childhood coach. I've been in the field. Well, first of all, I'm a very, very proud early childhood educator, first and foremost over everything. I love everything about this industry, everything about the people in it, and just the magnitude behind the work that we do as powerful entities of society. So I'm going to save all that for later. But anyways, I'm Anisha Angella. I have over about, I'd say close to 15 years of experience, maybe more. I personally decided to stop counting at that point because we myself at this point, but I've been in the field, done it all. I've worked in the classroom. I've been a supervisor, a director. I've taught a couple of college programs in ECE, as well as worked in a couple of corporate roles where I was overseeing 45 plus locations at a time. So when I do conversations around early childhood, it's coming from a wealth of experience of seeing early childhood through different lenses, right? Different lenses and experiences, and all of that great stuff. I'm the owner of the Early Childhood Coach, which is the business that we run, and basically we get to do stuff like this, such as workshops, coaching, consulting for early childhood educators and childcare centers, just helping them to achieve their goals and all of that great stuff. But that's a little bit about me.
I love it. I love it. I think I'm going to start using what you said. I stopped counting. I stopped counting.
No need to count.
No need to count. No need to count. No need to count. Which is absolutely something that's great, because when I'll speak for myself. When we find ourselves counting, then there begins to get like comparison.
Yes.
And sometimes, even though we use it in layman's term, imposter syndrome means something completely different when it comes to the analysts about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, as far as for layman's term, when we start the counting and, pulling out the ticker tape, that can also devalue, because if it's your first day in the industry, you bring value. We all have something to provide to this industry, even the children, when we listen to them in the classroom. And so to know all of what you have been doing and providing oversight for 45 programs, honey, get somebody else.
Challenging but rewarding.
Maybe get somebody else. No, man.
Get somebody else to do it.
Listen, as my aunt say, today is not the day, and tomorrow doesn't look too good.
I love that.
Because we're going to get into our questions, y'all, but baby, my mind is blown. How did you do that?
It was tough going into it, but you know what? I have a soft spot for leaders, and we'll get into more about that and just leadership development and all of that great stuff. And really in that role, it was very interesting, because you weren't just leading, you were leading leaders. So you're also supporting them in how they are transforming, the word that you guys have, transforming their teams. So I think it was such a remarkable role to be in that role of like leading leaders and teaching them how to lead their teams to success. So it was very challenging, because you kind of had to break yourself in several parts, putting out several fires. I used to call myself the Olivia Pope of childcare at that time, because I just put out fires everywhere. It's handled. I got it, right? All of that great stuff. But it was rewarding. It was rewarding. Absolutely.
Wow. Amazing. So I know with, just your experience that helped transform and provide valuable insight for what you are doing right now. Now, before we go any further, I need to backtrack. Did you let everybody know that you wrote a book?
Oh, I didn't, and I tend to forget every so often. So adding to the about me, I did write a children's book. Let me see if I can get it here. And it's called Zoe Has an Allergy. It's about a little one. It's about a little one that has a nut allergy, a peanut allergy, and just exploring the world of allergy awareness. I'm anaphylactic to tree nuts. And, I kind of navigated life around, how to explain it in a way where my friends can understand that I have an allergy. So this is where the book was born. So Zoe's kind of like a little version of me. But most importantly, the book kind of captures how to be confident in using your voice as a child when you have allergies. Because even as an adult today, I still get a little bit of an anxiety when I go to a restaurant and say, you know what, I can't have that meal, or I have a nut allergy. I still struggle with that confidence factor. But so the goal is to be able to have this children's book to be able to inspire children to be confident in their allergy voice. So that's a little bit about the book. But yes, I did write a children's book, and that's a second part to my business.
Yes. Just even with listening to you, um, I love how transparent you are, because sometimes some of us, we will not use ourselves in relating to children or relating to others, and we will also hide behind a facade of I got it. And to have written a book to not only acknowledge what other children may go through, but to come at it from your own lens is just wonderful, because we all do have some things that we kind of just keep on the hush. And
Yes.
to hear you openly say, yes, I wrote this book, but sometimes I, even as an adult, have a challenge where I'm a little bit reserved. Like that
Yes.
takes a lot of guts and character. So y'all, you see why I'm just like, she here because I look to be around people, as cliche as it is, authentic, that
Yes.
do not mind, as we say, show your hands, show
Yes.
show show us who you really are, so that we
Yeah.
can connect. And I know that you have been able to connect across many stages all around the world. And I believe that in the midst of people like you, as and you said, your name, or the title, the early childhood coach, you are really a leader's leader. But even for those that are in classrooms, if they wanted to model a career trajectory, you provide that. And so I'm just
Mhm.
thankful. I'm
Oh,
like,
thank
I'm
you.
really, really thankful. I'm thankful. You all listen, I'm so glad that she's here. And I know that you're like, oh, okay, Miss Melody, she's wrote a children's book, and you're talking about all of her authenticity. What's going on? What's up? What's next? Well, what's up and what's next is we have our word for the day. And our word for today is transformation. That is our word for today, because I like that word. But also not even just liking that word. That word is a part of Miss Anissa. So just as it is when we are in circle time with the children, because we know that reading is important and introducing new words, introduces new concepts. When I'm at circle time for, my little 15 years, I introduced new words to the children, and I broke it down because children, and as with everybody, we have auditory learners, we have kinesthetic learners, and we have visual learners. And so, as an early childhood educator, we have to be able to encompass all of that. And so, this is our word for today. We're going to clap, snap, and nod it, so that we can make sure that we have it in our spirit as we lead throughout the rest of our conversation. So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So our word for today, everybody, is transformation. That has 4 syllables. So that means that we're clapping, 4, snapping, 4, nodding. I'm going to do it first. And if you're in your car, don't you do it now. Save this video and go back and watch the replay, because I promise you that you're going to get some great information from here. So transformation, let's clap it. Transformation. Let's snap it. Transformation. Let's nod it. Transformation. Imagine a bunch of 2-year-olds. This, but they get it, because we have to break it down. So one more time, everybody, let's clap it. Transformation. Let's snap it. Transformation. Let's nod it. Transformation. And because it's Thursday, let's shake it. Transformation. And that is a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. So before we get into this, why does this word connect with you and embodies what you do as an early childhood coach? I got questions, but I just felt like asking that.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I think it connects to what I do mainly because I think everybody has the power to transform. And
Mm,
sometimes people don't realize they have the power within them to actually transform to what they need to be. So basically, in what I do as a coach, is I try to pull that out of people. right? Whether you're an educator in the classroom or you're a leader in the office, I try to pull out that transformation and help you see that you actually have the steps and the tools to transform into the best version of yourself. And I think that's how it kind of translates into how I do things. And that's by helping you realize that you have the power to transform into anything that you want to be.
Woo-wee. That is so good. That response really needs to be in a textbook, like the coaches of coaching. I know our wonderful love, Nacy, just produce a book about coaching, but your answer needs to be in that book, because with coaching there is a transformation that you're wanting to pull out of people. I think that is just wonderful. Honey, go back, y'all, and screenshot that. You got to keep that, because in everything that we do, we need to be transforming ourselves, but also transforming the children. Oh, y'all, this is good. I'm ready. I am ready. Listen, we're getting ready to get more into it. I want to give you about like 30 seconds, like a real short 30 seconds, so Miss Anissa can wet her whistle, because I have some questions for her on tonight. So you guys, Miss Anissa, tell them, save this video, like this video, share this video, screenshot her information. You need to be following her on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever. She is right there. And visit her website. Okay, y'all, we will be right back.
This is the Tony Box, a magical little speaker for kids. And this is a Tony. Tonys are filled with stories and songs that come to life when you place one on the box. She loves it because she can use it all on her own. I love it because it entertains for hours without a screen. Together, we've been building up a collection of all her favorite characters. Every Tony is a different adventure and a new world for her to explore. Listen as the magic comes to life.
Hey, we are back, and we are back on track. Welcome to the Early Childhood Educator Circle Time. My name is Melody, and I am so excited. On tonight, we have Miss Anisha Angella, and she is sharing information about transformation. She is the early childhood coach. I recommend that you all connect with her. We're going to have her information going across the bottom of the slide so that you can save her website, visit that website, and make sure that you are plugged in. So if you're just getting here, save this video so that you can go back and watch the replay. Already, she's given us some valuable information and has already been very transparent in helping us to just be better professionals. So I'm going to call her right on back up to the stage, because I got some questions. I have some questions for her on tonight. And if you like to, you can go ahead and put some of your questions inside of the chat. We'll make sure that we get an opportunity to share that with her. But even still, we'll have her information down. Make sure you're following her on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn so that you can be connected, because that is what we are about at the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time. We provide a space for people like you and I to connect, to network, and to be uplifted. So all the time that we're here to ensure that you're getting what you need as an early childhood educator and a child care provider. So always stay tuned in to ECE Circle Time as we continue to bring you wonderful people like Miss Anisha. So y'all ready? I'm giving you my little fake drum roll. All right, let's bring her right on back up to the stage. Miss Anisha, how are you?
Hello. I'm good, and I'm ready for you.
You ready for me? Yes,
Yes.
y'all. She said she is ready for me, and I'm so glad that she is ready. For those who are just joining us, could you please give a little bit of information about you?
Yes. So I'm Anisha Angella, the early childhood coach. I am all things ECE empowerment, leadership, all of that great stuff. I've been in the field. Well, first and foremost, as I mentioned before, I'm a proud early childhood educator in this field. I've been in the field for 15 plus years. We already said that we're not adding any more years to that, but I've been in the field for quite some time. Pretty much have done it all. Worked in the classroom, worked as a leader, worked in a corporate role and all of that great stuff. And now I get to do stuff like this every day, coming to the table and being able to support early childhood educators through coaching, consulting, speaking, and all of that great stuff. But I'm actually from Toronto, which is really, really cool. So we're talking across borders here. But I've spoken many different, engagements all over the world, and I'm just really excited to be spending my evening with you guys.
Yes. I love it. We are working and resolving challenges in the industry across borders. See, I told y'all. Miss Anisha is a wealth full of information. She's just a wealthy part of information to help you as early childhood educators. And when I say that her resume is impressive, it's impressive, but who she is, the person, goes far beyond that. And so I am grateful. We're going to also post some information because she's having a virtual summit. So go ahead, take a moment, let them know about your summit.
Yes. Oh, thank you for allowing me space for this. So yes, so my team at the Early Childhood Coach, we're putting on our very first virtual summit, and it starts on January 11th, and it's 3 days. So what makes this summit a little bit different in terms of the normal summit is this is your chance to press restart on your ECE journey. So we decided to put it at the beginning of the year so you have an opportunity to think about your goals, the things you want to accomplish for the new year, what your why is, reconnect with what your why is, and just be able to press that restart button at the beginning of your year to be able to have a really successful year. So as I mentioned, the link is there. I would love to have you guys. It's 3 days. It's virtual. We have a lineup of speakers that are actually from our brand. So our ECE advisors that work under my brand are the speakers at the event. We have so many different topics and things that are being discussed. So at least everybody can walk away with that something that can support that their journey educator. So I hope to see everybody there.
Yes, because you will see me there. And I love what you're doing. Starting off at the beginning of the year, as you say, we really do need to have a restart, a refresh, because we're looking at the calendar year, and everybody has new goals. Well, I believe I'm right. That's why I say I'll be there. Starting up in January, new goals will also help us to continue to stay focused, because sometimes we do, the season is changing where we are as our attitude, our disposition changes, but to continue to be pumped up and hyped about what we do, and definitely with the vision board, is amazing. It's amazing because sometimes we lose sight of the simple joys in life. But if we see that in front of us, that will definitely make a difference. So I don't know about you. I'm registering tonight. So you make sure you register too, okay? Make sure you register too. Make sure you register. All right, so let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into the good stuff. We're going to put this first question right on up. We're going to put it right on up. Let's talk about it. So what really inspired your mission to empower the ECE community? Like, and how does your empowerment positively impact the field? Because you're all over the world, girl. You're crossing borders.
I am, I guess.
Right? She told y'all she's from Canada, but she's here in America, like all over.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You know what? I really think what inspired my mission is just in all of my roles in early childhood, I saw a little bit of a gap in terms of the empowerment piece for educators. So I've sat at the board table, at the board, offices with CEOs and CFOs of corporations, and I've gone to the level of, visiting educators and talking to them. And we have a lot of resources and tools to support educators in how to be great teachers for the children, but there's nobody pouring into them. Pouring into them as educators and making them feel great about what they do and reminding them about what their why is and what helps them continue to go on, right? So I said, you know what? I decided to be that missing piece. So that's where the early childhood coach was born, is to fill that gap where we can be that empowerment piece to pour back into educators, because that's what we do. We pour into families, we pour into children and everything that we do, but sometimes we don't pour back into ourselves, and that's where I come in to do that, to be able to support them to feel empowered again.
Yes, transformation is our word for tonight, you all, and that is right along with the empowerment, because we give and we give and we give and we give, but we need to be poured back into. Oh, I love it. I love it, y'all. I'm about to say something. Just the fact that you saw a need and were willing to jump out, because sometimes we'll continue and complain and murmur about things that need to happen, but you having the mitigated gall to just say, I'm going to do it. Like, that says a lot about your character and your passion, because we know that there may be plenty of people that have the skill set that you have, but they are not willing to put themselves out there, which is one of the reasons why I say I admire you, because to transform others, you have to have a level of vulnerability so that they can feel that they will be able to connect with you. Okay, y'all, I got another question. I got questions, and I know she has answers. Okay, so here's another question. As an ECE leadership coach, share a success story where your coach significantly impacted someone's professional journey amid any challenges faced by those that are in the classroom and or owners, or just directors, leaders in general.
Yes, you know what? As I mentioned before, I have a soft spot for everybody in early education, but I definitely have a soft spot for the leaders, for the people that are at the top levels, whether it's your owners, your directors, your supervisors, because they don't get enough love, right? They don't get enough love. It's kind of lonely at the top, as I always say. And you know what? I would say a lot of my success stories when it comes to coaching comes from giving leaders the tools to be able to support their team. So I do a session called supporting the development of everybody on your team, and just helping leaders not see their team as one big circle of people. Everybody on their team comes from a different level of development in terms of their educator journey. So you have your passionate newbie who first started in the field, they're excited, all of that great stuff. They're going to need a type of support that somebody that is, in the field for 30, 40 years going on, and they have different goals. So I would say when I coach leaders, I kind of get them to kind of look at their team a little bit differently. And that's where you see that transformation happen, because now we're not not just serving the whole team as a collective. We're looking at educators as individuals and looking at their growth individually and seeing the impact. And then that's how we make our team grow. And that's where I really see a lot of the success comes from, is when we start looking at our team individually and supporting them according to where they are in their educator journey. And that's usually one of the first things I work on when I work with leaders specifically, is helping them kind of rebuild their thought process about how they're serving their teams.
Wow. Individuality is so great, because when we're onboarding or bringing in new team members, they don't know everybody. Even if you've been in the industry, if you're going to a new company, you may or may not know anyone. Right. But when we sit down and we have when we go over their PIPs, their improvement plans, or their annual reviews, we're talking about that one person. And so we need to provide some level of coaching, a safe space for them to be able to express and or learn. And I say that because I know that many states or many places, we lean towards licensing, but they're there for regulation. And so not many times will they really have the time to sit out and work with a person and pour into a leader to help them to understand the rules or think about what they can do in the industry. So having a coach is very valuable, especially knowing that before you get to saying what's wrong, let's talk about what's right. And let's talk about you. Oh, this is so good. This is good. This is good. Okay, y'all. I will give you just a little break, but I don't know about you all, but it's so important. In our 15 years, or my 15 years, I wish then that what we're providing now was available for us. Though I also recognize that we had to go through the rankings, we had to go through the experiences to be able to tell the story. And I'm sure that in another 15 or 20 years, there's going to be another, I wish we had back in 2023. But however, looking at what you're providing right now is magnificent. It is magnificent. It's needed. So here's another question. All right. So as an entrepreneur and a coach, listen, I should have put another comma, and an educator, ECE, entrepreneur, coach, and educator. How do you tailor your coaching to support the diverse needs of ECE educators, leaders, and parents, just to make sure that everyone feels supported in their role?
The main thing I would say, and how we tailor our coaching, is meeting people where they're at. So not coming to them with, okay, I think this is what you should work on. It's, what do you feel like you need to work on? What is the best version of you look like, and how do we get there? So asking the critical questions for them to really start to think about what transformation looks like for them, and then tailor goals according to that. But that has to start with meeting people where they're at. And I think a lot of coaching you see out there these days are kind of high level coaching, where it's like, I'm up here, you're going to meet me up here. No. I'm going to meet you down here, but we're going to come up here together, and we're going to create some goals together to be able to get to what that means. And just, I feel like you can get more out of your coaching when people are meeting you where you're at. They're speaking your language, they're meeting you where you're at, and they're there to cheer you on. I think another thing I pride myself in my coaching is I'm there to cheer you on. So in life, we don't have cheerleaders. We don't have anybody cheering us on and telling us we're doing a good job. And that's a big part of my coaching programs, is having that opportunity to celebrate your big and your small small wins together. So I would say that's basically the best way that we tailor our coaching, is just understanding where they're at, as well as, helping them identify where they want to be. And, I also creating clarity in their chaos. So that's another thing we always say about that as well, is a lot of times when people come for coaching, whether they're a leader or they're an educator, they're coming with like this bubble of chaos. And as a coach, I want to be able to create clarity for them. And we do that through asking critical questions, setting up those goals, working with them to be able to achieve those goals, and then moving them to the direction that they want to see. But it starts with knowing where they're at and working with where they're at.
Whew. I think I stopped breathing for a moment. I was on pause. It was a Beyonce concert. Everybody on mute.
I'm on mute.
Everybody on mute. Because we need it. Especially coming from the hymns of working in the silos, even during the pandemic. Though our industry was brought even more to a higher light, we were already struggling and challenged. And so taking the opportunity to say, how are you feeling? Lets them know that they're heard.
Yes.
Like, you hear me, you see me, you care.
Yes.
That's the same thing that we provide for the children. Yeah. We provide a safe place for them. It is also very imperative that leaders and educators have a safe place for someone to ask questions and or role model. Yes. I'm telling y'all, you better screenshot, you get this information, and meet me January 11th through the 13th at the virtual summit. Because I know it's going to be good. Okay, so here's another question. How do you help ECE professionals navigate those complex systems? Navigate like, okay, I'm feeling this way. How do I do that? We already know that you're asking critical questions, but once we got those critical questions out the way, then what do we do in order for them to become more effective advocates for themselves and their community, all while just maintaining a balanced approach to their roles? Because I know that many people did not return.
Yes.
And so I just feel that we have to bring them back. But before we can bring them back, we have to take care of what's right here in front of us. So like, how do you help them get through that?
The first thing really, it's helping them realize that their voice has power to begin with. That's basically the first and foremost, is helping them realize and helping them identify that their voice really comes with power. So whether it's their voice to advocate for children or to advocate for themselves, that the fact that their voice has power at all is what we really try to work on and build that confidence with that. And then also help them identify where they can use that powerful voice to make the changes that they want to see. So if we're talking about specifically for themselves, they need to advocate that they need something more, you know what I mean? Helping them identify that their voice has power, and then giving them the tools to actually use their voice and put it into action. That's the main part about the advocacy piece. But first and foremost, it's about them identifying that their voice is so powerful to begin with. And then the fact that they themselves, as early educators and professionals, they're just the power that they have just being a professional in society. As you mentioned, and it's interesting because we're in two different parts of the world. You're in the US, I'm in Canada. It's the same stuff everywhere, right? Where society doesn't look at us as, powerful entities of society. We saw the world shut down when COVID happened. And what did they have to do? They had to open right back up because they needed early childhood educators. They needed, all of us in that aspect. So I know it's a hard thing for educators and professionals to really grasp, because if society doesn't see us as important, how do we see ourselves? But that's where we come together as a unity and building communities such as the beautiful community you've built here, Melody, I have to say, the ECE Circle Time, and just having that opportunity to bring everybody together and being that space where we can feel built up, and our voices have power so that we can all go out and use our voices in collective ways.
Ooh, honey, I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. This lady is a powerhouse. Is a powerhouse. Everything that you are saying is so relevant to what will sustain us, especially even in the midst of the pandemic, where people begin to realize how intricate having high quality childcare, but just, that it's important. Not having just babysitters or somewhere to send my children, but sending them to a place where I know that they're healthy, they're safe, they're going to be nurtured. The adults that care for them are knowledgeable.
Yeah.
They are also cared for. Even the leaders are knowledgeable, and that they have a voice, and allowing teens to have this autonomy to speak up. Because if we don't speak up about our wins or our challenges, how can we grow?
Yeah.
Oh, this just been so good. Okay, I got one more. Listen, I got another question. This is good, and this conversation is needed. Y'all, the word for today is transformation. Transformation. Before I ask our last question, transformation. Let's clap it. Transformation. Let's snap it. Transformation. Let's nod it. Transformation. A thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. And who wants to have the monotony of being the same every day? Our industry and being in the classroom, it's not the same, but it will be if you don't transform your thoughts, if you're not acknowledging your feelings, and if you don't have a coach like Anisha who is asking the critical questions that will help bring about the right answers that's going to empower you and transform you. When I say this is just good, it's good. I would not have thought 15 years ago that we would be at this point in this industry, because coaching then meant write up.
Yeah.
Coaching then meant you get ready to be terminated.
Yeah.
Coaching did not have this broad aspect of empowerment and transformation. Coaching then was, let me teach you how to do this lesson plan, but not acknowledging the individual educator that has to show up and manage a classroom and or manage a building. Mm-hmm. This is so good, Anisha. Let me ask this question. Okay, so maintaining a balance in entrepreneurship, advocacy, and coaching, it's a juggling act. Like in every aspect, it's a juggling act. How do you, but I'm talking about you. How do you manage all of this? Because you provide a lot. Your wife, your sister, you are a friend, you're an entrepreneur, you're educated, you're author, you are a leader, you are an event planning and managing and just all of that. Like you have like 5-6 different hats. Like, what advice do you offer others in this field of how to just get a grasp on everything that we do to still yet really be fulfilled?
You know what I'd say? First and foremost, I'm still learning every day, because as we see, life just changes on you. As soon as you feel like you got a handle on something, life changes on you. But I would say, I found balance in a lot of ways. I'd say I find balance in, first of all, putting myself first and my personal life first, and recognizing that, especially in this field of early education where we're pouring into others, especially in what I do as an entrepreneur, I'm pouring into educators, leaders, my team. I've got a team of 8 people. I'm pouring into all of that. I have to constantly ask myself, how am I pouring back into myself? And that could look like many ways for many people. That could look like, taking some time off. That could look like, work-life balance or work-life harmony, as I like to say, because there's Work-life balance is kind of a complicated issue. That's a whole different conversation for a different day, but work-life harmony and all that stuff. But really asking yourself, how am I pouring into myself, and when am I doing that? And I really make a conscious effort to be sure that I'm pouring back into myself. So as much as I give, I need to give back to myself. And we've all gone through it when we've gone through burnout and all of those aspects. That's because we're not taking the time to pour back into ourselves. So if we want to conquer all of the amazing things that we want to do, we want to accomplish and touch as many lives as we can, we have to be sure that we're taking care of ourselves so that we can continue to do that. I always see the example of when you go on a plane, what do they tell you to do? Before you put somebody else's mask on, you got to put yours on first. And that's because you can't help anybody if you're suffering yourself. So I would say that was the kind of the hardest lesson I had to learn throughout my whole journey, is pouring back into myself. But that's one of the things that I think that's keeping me afloat these days, is just being able to pour into others, but then being sure I pour into myself. I would say another thing, and this is specifically for my leaders, is building boundaries. Having some boundaries, right? And allowing yourself to have the boundaries between work and life, and being sure that you have life outside of work, and finding a fulfilling work situation as well for yourself, but also developing balance and boundaries for yourself is also another one as well. But I'd say pouring back into yourself is key.
Ooh. It's, you have those moments where it's heavy and you just need to rest in it.
Yes.
Like, give me a moment.
Honestly, you're so funny.
But I'm really, really serious.
Yeah.
That is a lot. That is a lot to unpack, because we forget about ourselves in service to others.
Yeah.
In service to others, we forget about ourselves. And then when you stated, putting your personal life first, that's not selfish.
It's not.
It's not selfish.
It's not. And a lot of people, I think we all go through a bit of guilt, right? When we think about doing things for ourselves, self-care, taking care of ourselves, we get this feeling of guilt. And as I mentioned, what I challenge people to think about, especially through coaching, is, again, if you're not pouring into yourself, you can't serve people anyways. So might as well just pour into yourself. Pour into yourself and make yourself feel good, so you can be at 100% energy, so that you can give that back out again. But just being sure that you're always pouring into yourself. But there's a guilt that happens, and I think it's just about leaning in and challenging that guilt on why it's there, because sometimes it's just all in our heads sometimes, right? I know that's something that I realized myself in my journey, that there was nobody really around me that was actually making me feel guilty to pour into myself, or to, have some self-care. It was really just within myself. The people around me, actually, like the parents that I was serving, the staff I was serving, they actually wanted me to be my best self. So sometimes we have to really challenge it, because sometimes it's just within us. It's not anybody else around us. But absolutely, just being sure we pour into ourselves is really, really key.
I'm just sitting here and just taking it all in, because I visually saw it when you drew the line in the sand and said that it's not just work-life balance, it's work-life harmony.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yes.
I saw that, because we want everything to be even keel, but sometimes it's not. Some seasons you need to pour more into yourself and less into others. Exactly. And then if you're a leader, if you haven't poured more into yourself, then you can't pour more into your staff. Yes. And then that's where you get a professional. Exactly. Get somebody else to do it.
Get somebody else to do it. Yeah. I love it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. When I say that, that spirit, that leap, I feel that leap in me. And I just want to say to any person, regardless of whether or not you are a leader, or if you are an educator, or if you drive the bus, Because even if you're a bus driver, you could be singing a song with the children.
Yeah.
You can still have some engaged activity even as the bus monitor, because there's always room to learn.
Yes.
But one thing I do want you to consider is getting with a coach, making sure you're finding yourself in spaces like the virtual summit that's coming up in January to receive. You can't physically go to Canada, but you can bring Canada to your cell phone.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm so serious. It makes a difference, which is, as you stated, why the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time is here. We're here to connect. We're here to network. And we're here to uplift one another, because we can no longer say that everything is okay when it's not okay.
Yeah.
We can no longer continue to give less of ourselves to the children, families, and the community. It's not fair. And we have to stand up for our industry. We have to stand up for this profession, and we have to have people such as yourself that has been there, done that, and that has a variety of experiences that can help us transform through whatever situation that we have. So I'm gonna stop talking for a moment. I want to give you space again to share about your upcoming event, share about where they can get your book, other information. I'm
Well, yes. So starting with my website, here it is on the very bottom, scrolling around, Anisha, the ECC.com. That's where you'll be able to find more information about our brand, what we do for our team. As I mentioned, we do coaching. So whether you are a new leader or a well-seasoned leader in the field and you need just somebody to talk to, somebody to kind of bounce ideas off of, or really transform your team, we're there for coaching. We offer consulting. So if there's things that you need to kind of shift around in your center, you need another eye to come in and kind of support you in that way, we offer that. And then we offer the training, which is my bread and butter. I love doing the training and speaking in keynotes and all of that great stuff, where we can actually empower and support educators through speaking engagements. So that is where you can find that information about me and my team. And then the ECC Summit, as I mentioned before, we're hosting our very first virtual summit online. And we're really excited about it because we decided to do it in January because we wanted everybody to be able to press restart in their careers, whether they are in the classroom or they're a leader or they're a director or an owner, wherever you are in the field, you want to be able to press restart and really challenge yourself for 2024. And that's where the ECC Virtual Summit comes in. We have a wide range of speakers, and the speakers are actually advisors that work within our brands with a wealth of knowledge in early education. And we have various different topics we have a speaker talking about how to restart your infant classroom. So for all of my infant and baby teachers here that never get any professional education for themselves, we have a topic for you. We have a topic about navigating, challenging conversations, because we all, conflict happens, right? So we have a large range of different topics and experiences so that each person that is there can leave with something to support them with their journey for 2024, because we're going to be accomplishing some great things. But you can find me on Instagram, Anisha the ECC. I am very active on there, so you can drop into my DMs, have a quick conversation about anything. But yeah, that's all about me, and that's where you can catch me. And I am hoping to hear from all of you guys. Oh, and my book you can find on the website as well. There's a Zoe page on the website, the Anisha the ECC page, where you can actually order a copy of the book for yourself, or we also do bulk orders in Canada and the US. So if you'd like to order a bunch of copies specifically for your center, just shoot us an email and then you'll be able to get a special discount for a bulk order copy. But everything is there, and I really hope to connect with you guys soon.
Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show them briefly your website. Okay. Show them briefly your website so that they will be able to know exactly what they are seeing. So, because of course I love your website.
I love it.
Yes, listen, it is so important. We're here to connect. There's someone who's watching this video that needs the information that you have. Yes, Miss Melody and ECE Circle Time is wonderful and yada, 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 but we are connectors at the core because no one person has all of the answers.
Yeah.
As I tell people, even when a person leads a company, people work with people, but they don't leave necessarily jobs. They may leave a supervisor. They may leave a situation. So sometimes you may get what you need from another place. Does that devalue what we have to offer? No, because we connected you to it. Come on now, somebody. So, Anissa, the EECC.com. No, the EECC.com. So this is the website, the Early Childhood Coach. Find her website. Her information is there so that you can click on it and register. You can learn more all about her. Definitely get this book because it's cute. I'm gonna give y'all just a little snippet because it has like the little glasses. I remember when you publish this book, so it was just like, oh, she's just so cute. I just can't get enough of it. But I just sharing your story. I tell people all the time, we all have a story. There are people who I know that love working in the classroom, but they also write books and stories.
Yes.
So that doesn't mean just because you have a book or story that you need to leave the field. You can just become a published author. It's so much that you can do in this industry, but you need to be around the right people who have your back and who want you to get everything that life has to offer, especially as an early childhood educator. And so I'm so thankful that we were able to have the early childhood coach here. As you see, she helps empower. She helps empower and transform you one person at a time. So definitely connect with her because she has some great information. That's right, Commissioner Bailey. Connectors at the core. We want everybody to achieve. Everybody has an opportunity to succeed. And we can't do that if we're gatekeeping. We can't do that if we're throwing shade. We need everyone to go. So I'll stop for a second. If you have any final words or any parting information to share with the audience, please do.
Oh, I have a lot of words, but definitely, if anything, I say it all the time when I am doing a speaking engagement or on my social media. I just like to remind early childhood educators that they are the foundation of education. The work that they do every day is setting a legacy. And I love telling educators that they're legacy builders because sometimes you kind of see and they're like, wait, what, me? Oh, I only do this or I only do that. No, you are legacy builders in the work that you're doing. You're building a legacy for children to be future doctors, lawyers, teachers, whatever it is that they wish to be. You are giving them the tools and setting the foundation for them to be the best them when they get older. So you're a legacy builder for children, for families. You're a legacy builder for families. A lot of these families are coming into these childcare centers and these programs completely lost. They're just looking for some resources and some tools. That's where you come in as an early childhood professional. And then you're also a legacy builder through the work that you do for future educators coming in. You're passing the baton, you're teaching them, you're supporting them, you're onboarding new staff coming in. So really, I think my final note is just to remind you guys that you guys are legacy builders in early childhood education and really just the foundation of education. Without you guys in this field, let me tell you, the world wouldn't do so great without early childhood educators and professionals. So just keep that to the core of everything that you do and just keep doing the amazing things that you're doing in this industry. And I just know everybody listening is doing those amazing things.
Yes. There you have it, everybody. There you have it. This is just the beginning. It is not the end. Please expect to see Miss Anissa again on ECE Circle Time on her platform. Just look forward. Just like you're looking for me, look for her too, because we all have something valuable. Your presence matters, even when you're commenting on the post. Connecting, it matters. Say something to change something and be something. And so I just want to remind you all that you are the sauce. As Ms. Anissa stated, we are providing valuable services to the families and to the communities. And so we are the sauce, we are the glue that is helping build this together. So you were destined to be here and you were destined to watch this show. So go back and save this, watch the replay. Make sure that you are connected to Anissa, that you join in January. And he's like, Miss Melody, you keep saying this because I want you to be connected. I want you to grow professionally. So make sure that you are doing that because you're capable of great things. We all are capable of great things. But if we gatekeep and if we're not sharing and helping to elevate one another, we are doing a disservice to our community. So I need you to tap in and take action. I need you to prepare. I need you to process and get ready to perform because you're not just showing up for others, but you got to show up for yourself. So thank you everybody for being here. Again, we're so excited. Thank you, Miss Anissa. I greatly appreciate you. I'm so thankful that you thought it not robbery to cross borders on this evening.
Thank you for having me. And you know what? Keep doing what you're doing, Melody. This is a beautiful platform you are building. I know there are so many people very appreciative of the work that you're doing, and just keep it up. It's beautiful, and we need spaces like this. We need spaces like this where we can get together, have these great conversations, share this information out for everybody to keep this industry going. So kudos to you and the beautiful things that you've done to date.
Thank you. Everybody, I expect you to meet me there in January. I expect you to meet me there in January. So for now, Miss Anissa, we will see you later.
Oh, take care.
Thank you. No, you take care too. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. So everybody, wasn't tonight just wonderful, just so refreshing and just so exciting? So we still have her information going at the bottom because I definitely want you to connect with her. And in the midst of that, for those of you who are going to be meeting me in Indianapolis this weekend, I am so excited for us to be able to provide space to elevate and to celebrate early childhood educators that are working towards their national accreditation status. And so we're taking out time to celebrate those educators that are in the classroom. As I always state, ECE Circle Time can help and support, but it's going to be those people that are inside of the room working with the children that's going to make a difference, because national accreditation is all about a continuum of quality, and we want to make sure that our educators know and feel supported. Again, the purpose of this event is not only just to elevate and celebrate them, but for them to know and feel important. We have to do that. So make sure that you're joining me. And I know you also saw there's another event for everybody in March. So stay tuned. I'm so thankful for the work that is going on at the Early Childhood Educators Circle Time, because our principles stand on being here to support you, regardless of your position, if you're in the classroom or out of the classroom, if you are an owner or the bus driver, you are an early childhood educator. Our interactions with children matter, but most importantly, our interactions with each other is what matters most. So I can't wait to see some of you all this upcoming weekend, and the rest of you, see you in March in the wonderful city of Indianapolis, Indiana. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for being here with us on this evening. We shall see you later.